What's up, folks? We have a midday matchup for you guys. Today it's gonna be an off-race clown fiesta between our green Protoss Timbo Slice and okay, we're just having a bit of a pause here.
Game resumed.
As I was saying, green Protoss, Timbo Slice. And his yellow Terran opponent, Kevin Lee. Both players are Zerg players, so expect some weird and terrible play out of both players. And we do see Timbo going for the low ground pylon. I would not be surprised to see a forge. There it goes. Meanwhile, Kevin walling up the top of this ramp very quickly. He does not want any probes to sneak in and find out what he's doing. He's going for a pretty fast refinery. I wonder if that's going to be for Reapers right off the bat. And Timbo, his forge is complete. He's getting his gateway. He should be throwing down a cannon at the front, perhaps. And is that what this probe is going to be doing? Kind of just chilling here. Not sure what he's waiting for. Maybe waiting for the minerals to throw down a Nexus? Or is he just going to throw down a Cybernetics core? What's the dealio? Okay, going to be Cyber Core. And cannon goes down behind it. And Kevin, he has not gotten anything out of his barracks. He has instead opted for a fast factory followed by a fast starport, not even morphing his orbital, not even morphing his command center into an orbital until just now. So he was spending his minerals for that factory and 2 starports. Now he is going to be getting that Reaper, but it's going to be pretty delayed. Timbo, he does not have any attacking units just yet to defend against the coming Reaper. He's chrono boosting his warp gate technology, but he will not have a stalker or anything anytime soon, as the Reaper is going to start making its way across the map, and it might be able to find some damage, but as we all know, Timbo pretty good with the worker surrounds. Let's see if he's going to be able to get that on this Reaper. Gonna hop on in, and no cannons or anything here, so this Reaper could be pretty devastating. To see how Kevin's control is pretty good so far. 1 kill already. 2, 3, nicely done. Good target firing there on those low HP probes. And ooh, a little bit of juking and jiving there. Nice control by Kevin so far, but he is focusing a lot on this Reaper as we see his minerals starting to rack up. Starting to produce his next wave. It's going to be 2 Banshees with Cloak. The Stalker has come out, so it's going to be able to repel this Reaper now. 4 kills, that's all it's going to get. Oh, can you save it? Looks like no. Reaper finally goes down. And Timbo definitely got set pretty far behind throughout all of that. A lot of lost mining time on top of the 4 probes that were killed. But he does have 2 Nexus, and he does have double probe production, double chrono boost, so he's actually back up in workers right now, but the Banshees are on their way, and all Timbo has is a single Stalker. The good news is he does have an observer that will be able to spot the Banshees, but the observer is flying across the map, so that's not gonna do him any favors. Now the Banshees are gonna fly in, and I would not be surprised to see a GG. Indeed, there it goes. Kevin is gonna take the first game playing as Terran. Alright, we are back with game number 2 between these two players. It is once again the green Protoss, Timbo Slice, and this time rocking the red, Kevin Lee. Kevin with a very cheeky double Banshee rush last game. Totally caught Timbo with his pants down and just ended the game very swiftly. Looks like Kevin's gonna be going for something cheeky once again, sending 2 SCVs across the map. And he's getting gas, so this is gonna be probably a 2 racks Reaper rush. And where's he gonna put these barracks? Looks like this is gonna be the spot. And actually on this map, I quite like this position here, because the Reapers can jump into the main very easily. But this spot is fine as well. And let's see if Timbo's going to be able to sniff this out. He is getting Gateway first, so he will be able to get Zealots, which aren't the best at dealing with Reapers, but at least it's something. Throwing down his Cybernetics core as well, but the first Reaper is already in production. And as we saw last game, Kevin's micro is pretty decent. And Kevin even going for a 3rd barracks. Whoa. 3 barracks with only 1 gas. I think Kevin needs to think about getting another refinery soon. And he's gonna bank up his Reapers, and now, ooh, this probe gonna spot this. So Timbo gonna have a few seconds to come up with a plan. He's trying to get his first stalker out, and Kevin needs to go right now. Once that stalker comes out, it's gonna make this rush a lot more difficult. Kevin kind of wasting time on a pylon. Reaper's not the best at dealing with buildings, and he's gonna have to get out of there, at least for now. So pretty decent crisis management out of Timbo. And Kevin looks like he's just full sending it, getting a 4th barracks here, and he is just going balls to the wall with these Reapers. Timbo gonna need some more stalkers, and 2 more about to pop out. 3 stalkers against 4 Reapers. Not sure who's supposed to win that. Looks like the stalkers are gonna manage to pull it off, but Kevin, undeterred, he's gonna keep getting Reapers. Jumps in another 2 of them. The probe's even getting in on the action. And another Reaper goes down. And another one. So very nicely done out of Timbo so far. Now his warp gate has finished. And Kevin is gonna be in some trouble if Timbo tries to move out, force the liftoff on these barracks, and even go for a counter attack, which Kevin will absolutely not be ready for. And Kevin going full cheeky on us, expanding to this location. He is doubling down on this rush, on this position. Timbo, he doesn't look like he has any intention of trying to even break out. So he doesn't know what's down there. So Timbo kind of just protecting his ledges right now. Some more Reapers and Marines gonna try to get some damage done. We'll have to see how each player's control is. Nice pullback on that weakened Stalker. Damn, Timbo, when did you learn how to do that? And Kevin, he has fully shifted gears into Marines right now, getting his stim packs. And I don't know about this. I think against such a Stalker heavy composition from Timbo, some marauders would be nice. But now this command center has finished. Kevin's gonna start mining out of this base, which is technically supposed to be Timbo's. And if he were to get maybe a planetary here, it would be really hard for Timbo to ever break. What do we have back at home for the Terran player? Not a whole lot. He does have his natural expansion, which is nice. He has all the extra SCV production. This one SCV slacking on the job. And Kevin just continuing to reinforce this position. More Marines. Looks like nothing but Marines. And Kevin has a lot of gas. Not really sure what that's going to be for. Gonna throw down a factory just to spend some of it. And ooh, not sure what that was, but it did get picked off very quickly. And Kevin is gonna go for it. He has Stim ready. Combat Shield's not quite ready, so maybe not the best move. And that Stim cost these Marines 10 of their HP, so a very costly Stim over there. And there are no medevacs to heal them up. The longer this goes on, the more units Timbo can get in defense. So Marines, I don't think they're gonna really cut it anymore. And Timbo feels confident enough to move on out, even blinks on top of the Marines. And both sides gonna suffer some heavy losses, but Timbo gonna come out on top. And now he is gonna take out this space, at least force it to lift off, force all the barracks to lift off. And actually, I think if he just ignored this and went straight for the throat, Kevin would have nothing back here. He's desperately trying to get a tank, but that's only about halfway done right now. Timbo seems like free pickings, which it is, but wasting a lot of precious time, which he could use to potentially kill his opponent. And maybe realizing that now, he is going for it. The first tank is done though. And is Timbo gonna be able to close it out right here? It's only one tank, so he could actually just blink on top of that. I'm gonna opt to instead take out this natural expansion. So, what's he gonna do? Is he gonna go for it? This is good damage already, but I do think he could actually end the game. Now the second tank out. You definitely have to be a little more cautious. And he is gonna go for it. Not the best blink, kind of stuck on the ramp right here. Gonna take a lot of damage, but does get both of the tanks as well as the Liberator. And now Kevin has nothing left. Trying to get another tank out, but these Stalkers way too strong, especially with blink. And this is gonna be all she wrote. SCV's forced to fight, and GG gets called. Timbo gonna be able to even things out. Alright, we're back with game number 3 between these two players, the green Protoss Timbo Slice and the red Terran Kevin Lee. Kevin tried to get a little freaky last game, did not pan out for him, and good crisis management by Timbo, getting the stalkers and eventually breaking out and closing the show. Now we are all tied up, 1 apiece, and Kevin gonna go for a low ground wall, so most likely he is gonna want to fast expand. Timbo, on the other hand, building his buildings in his main base. And Timbo did go for the probe scout. That one probe gonna be annoying to that one little SCV trying to build his barracks. He's just trying to do his job. I'm gonna delay that barracks for quite a long time. And not sure who got the first hit off, but ooh, SCV gonna win that fight. So Timbo already a little bit behind with that. He did not get into the main base to scout anything. Of course, not really too much to see at this point anyways. But Kevin going for a fast factory, as well as a Reaper right off the bat. And Timbo getting his cybernetics core, gonna need a stalker as soon as that finishes to deal with the Reaper. And he does start that up, so nice job by Timbo, recognizing that he had 0 defenses in that first game and it really hurt him. And going for a fast Nexus. Both players, in fact, getting their expansions. And the factory is completed. Kevin's going to be throwing down a tech lab as well as a starport. So I wonder if he's going to swap these out and go for Banshees again, or perhaps battle cruisers. He doesn't really have enough gas for battle cruisers, but anyways, Reaper gonna hop into the main base of Timbo, gonna eat some stalker shots on the way in, gonna see if he can get any damage done, but does not look like it. He's just gonna get out of there. Keeps that Reaper alive, does scout the main base, which is nice, but not able to get any kills. It looks like he's going all the way home. And it looks like that was not for a little swapperoo. Kevin's gonna manually build a tech lab and then go for a Viking? You don't need a tech lab for that. Not really sure what Kevin's doing. Not really sure he even knows himself. You do not need a tech lab to get a Viking. Fun fact. And he's getting a second starport even. Gonna get a reactor on that one. Gonna try to hop in once again with the Reaper, but the Stalker's in good position. And boom! Gonna take out that Reaper. Look at that blood over there. Ooh, that's rough. Warp Gate finishing up for our Protoss player, and he's floating a lot of resources. Was waiting for Warp Gate. We need to spend that, Timbo. Thought that was only a problem with Zerg, but still floating a lot of resources. And not warping anything in. No tech on the way. Hold that thought. It's gonna be a dark shrine. And Kevin, perhaps with a sixth sense or stream cheating, turn this off, Kevin. Already throwing down missile turrets. going for a lot of Vikings. Not sure what this tech lab is for, but okay. Maybe Kevin is anticipating some kind of sky toss army. Not really sure what the plan is with these Vikings. Of course, you can fly in and land them, and I guess they'll be kind of annoying. And especially if Timbo doesn't have anything right now. All he has is this one stalker. Timbo, not really scared of anything, but I do think he should be. If the Terran just shows up with something, he would be in a pretty bad spot. Timbo gonna warp in 4 DTs from this proxy pylon across the map, but don't really think that'll do anything as there are missile turrets set up. Now these Vikings gonna fly in, gonna land, and start working away at a pylon. And look at the way they walk. It's so adorable. Look at that. That's so cute. Timbo warping in some stalkers to try to deal with it, but fun fact, Vikings deal bonus damage versus mechanical, which most Protoss units are. So Vikings gonna shred up the Protoss base. 22 pros went down and GG gets called. Kevin gonna take the 3rd game. Welcome back to game number 4 in this series. We are now swapping the races. It's gonna be the green Terran this time, Timbo Slice, against his red Terran opponent. Sorry, red Protoss opponent, Kevin Lee. Kevin gonna be throwing down his first pylon in the low ground. And the first building gonna be a gateway, so no forge, no cannon rush. Not too much variety possible out of the Terrans. Obviously gonna be a supply depot and barracks. And we'll have to wait and see what the follow-up is. Is it gonna be Reapers? Is it gonna be Fast Factory? It's actually gonna be a second barracks. So I wonder if Timbo is gonna go for double Reapers, or if he's just gonna focus on some kind of biocentric play. He is getting his second gas as well. You don't normally need a second gas that quickly unless you're going for something tech heavy. We're gonna get a tech lab before any units. And Kevin, he's just building his wall, getting a cybernetics core, getting second gateway, and it looks like this is a good wall. There's a little gap here where you can plug it up with a zealot or adept. And gonna start chrono boosting on the cybernetics core. Stalker on the way as well. And no signs of a Twilight Council or Robotics Bay or a Stargate or anything like that, so looks like Kevin's just gonna expand from here. And Nexus does go down. Stalker pops up. Gonna patrol this area to watch for Reapers, but we know no Reapers are gonna be coming. And Timbo getting his third barracks, getting a factory as well. And we see a Marauder here. Some Marines on the way, so it is going to be a bio focus out of Timbo. Getting his combat shields right off the bat to give these Marines a little more HP. And there we see the tech choice out of Kevin. It's going to be a robotics facility. Combat shields moments away from finishing up, and let's look at these Marines. So we see their HP went up to 55. They have that cool shield on their shoulder now, granting them that little extra HP. Look at the size difference between the Marines and Marauders. Is there any way to zoom up further? No, not really. Now the Robo is complete for Kevin. He's going to be getting his first Observer, which will be useful to help scout what's going on. Both players kind of in the dark at the moment. Timbo did drop a scan earlier. Doesn't really spot much besides the two gases. And Kevin has no idea what's going on. He's just been playing single player for the past 4.5 minutes. And Kevin going for a warp prism. Still only has 2 gateways. So his production not the best right now. Observer gonna fly in to spot the Terran base. Gonna see pretty much everything. Kevin gonna finally know what Timbo is up to. And Timbo, if he's watching carefully, he could see this little blur right here. And if he decides to scan and pick off that observer, it would be worth it to deny that information. And Timbo, still no expansion in sight. You need to either think of that or just go all in. I think that might be what he's going for. Maybe he's waiting for a stim. And Kevin floating a lot of money. Like I said before, doesn't really have the production. Still only 2 gateways. This warp prism has spawned, has been created. I'm not sure what he's saving that for. Gonna throw down a dark shrine as well. Now finally 3 more gateways go down. Robo Bay as well, so he has access to Colossus. Does need to get that extended thermal lance, however, but Timbo gonna be moving out, and this observer gonna spot everything, so Kevin should be fully aware. How's he gonna react to this? Still doesn't have those extra gateways ready, so he can only warp in 2 at a time. Handful of stalkers and a single Colossus. Not really sure if they'll be enough to defend against this massive army from Timbo, but Timbo needs to go right now. His expansion is so far behind. And Kevin even trying to get his third right now. Not sure if Timbo's gonna let him. But two tanks kind of walking out in the front by themselves, almost losing one for free. Timbo gonna finally be able to siege those up, and he goes in, dives on the Colossus, gets it right away. And now he is knocking on the door of our Protoss player. Dark Shrine is ready, so DTs can be an option. Second Colossus comes out, gonna get picked off very quickly once again, and this Terran army is not slowing down. Gonna start working on these probes and this Nexus. Two tanks in the back, gonna reposition a little bit, move up, and Kevin doesn't have much left. Two Dark Templars doing their best. Does Timbo have a scan? He has many. He needs to drop that scan. Oh no. Very slow on the scan there by Timbo. Loses both of his tanks there for almost free. And now only a ragtag squad of Marines and Marauders remaining. Some additional DTs gonna spawn in. Scan goes down, but I think these DTs can take this fight, even though the positioning is awful. And indeed, the DTs do clean it up, but at what cost? Kevin lost his natural. He lost 8 probes, only 8. I thought he would have lost more. So actually, Kevin is still in an okay spot. His economy is better than Timbo's. And he still has this base. And he's going for a DT drop right now. Timbo doesn't have anything back at home. And these DTs gonna wreak havoc on the Terran base. This is bad news. This one tank kind of naked, and oh, Kevin could have actually jumped on that tank. Tanks cannot shoot too close to themselves. Now the scan is worn off, and oh, another missed opportunity there. Not sure if Kevin even knows about that interaction with the tanks, so is gonna lose those Dark Templars. And this Warp Prism getting low, but it does manage to get out of there. But more importantly, Timbo pulled everything back, and now Kevin is able to reestablish his natural. He has his third. He's getting his Dark Shrine back up. And now, all of a sudden, it seems Kevin is in an excellent spot. Timbo only has Marines, a few tanks sitting here in his main base. Not going to be too helpful for now. Kevin gonna try to warp in some more DTs. Gonna lose the Warp Prism, but the DTs do finish, and they are gonna be able to get one tank. These two tanks unsieged are able to clean up the rest of the Dark Templars. So I'm not sure if that was a mistake keeping those tanks unsieged, but it paid off in the end. And things are getting weird. Timbo is behind in bases, he's behind in workers, but his army count is significantly ahead, as we see a lot of Marines, 2 tanks, but Kevin's Colossus, 3 Colossus are going to be very powerful against Marines. And I don't know, I think the Protoss wins this fight, actually. But he does not have the thermal lance, and that's gonna hurt him. We do see a lot of Marines melting to the Colossus, but the tanks doing a lot of damage themselves. Some DTs get warped in, and they're gonna be the difference makers. They're gonna slice up the tanks very quickly. And then proceed to finish up the Marines. So once again, a nice hold by Kevin, and Timbo says he gotta go, and he GG's out. I think it was going to be Kevin's game anyways.